I had a very good time with this.
Did I?
No, you didn't.
Why did I say that?
I don't know. You actually had a rough time with that.
I actually had a really rough time with this.
So we're unreliable, and here we are with a wrap up, even though last month we said we would never do them again because we don't have the most fun with them. However, we immediately regretted that.
Yeah, because then we had books that we wanted to talk about, and we're like, how do we talk about them? Now, when are we gonna talk about them? So we're just gonna keep trying.
Yeah, try different formats. We've got different ideas for this one, and if it doesn't work out, then it'll change. So
that was the most chaotic start.
Expect chaos here.
Cheers. Okay,
so
how are we doing this?
So a little bit of a different format, as we mentioned. Last time we did DNFs. Well, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
We don't need to worry about the before times.
So now
in the beninging.
Now we're going to the way you originally liked to rate books, and that is, did you like them? Yes or no? So we're
just
going with
very simple. Yeah. Before I ever, this is before the before times. I didn't feel comfortable using a star rating system because it was like, I don't know how to rate things. I don't know how to be critical. It was like, just did I have a good time or not? So y'all don't know that. That's how I used to look at books.
It's true.
So we're gonna take that idea and run with it this time and see what happens.
Fingers crossed it works out and that we find some consistency in a wrap up somehow.
Wrap up, no wrap up, new wrap up. No consistency, but it's fine.
We are consistently inconsistent.
Yes.
Cool. So our format is going to be books we didn't like, books we liked, books we loved, and then our favorite book of the month. Sound good?
Yes.
Good. Glad you guys are with us.
Sweet.
Starting with books we didn't like. I only had one. Can you hand me the blue one? The second in the stack?
Yeah. This one. Okay.
I don't think you had any that you didn't like, right?
No, I have a few that are ongoing that I was going to touch on before you just railroaded straight through our conversation here.
That's true. I forgot about that. It's been years.
Oh my gosh, we're a hot mess. So there are 3 books I'm still in the middle of right now that are part of my March. This is March. TBR, so I'm just letting y'all know I'm still reading them. I haven't completed them in time for this video, but that's that. They are The Ninth Reign, Rebel Witch, and Zodiac Academy. Having the best time.
Which Zodiac Academy 5.
Yeah, having the best time. There's a good chance I love all of them. I do anticipate loving all of them.
To be determined.
We'll find out. I just can't make any promises.
Next time on maybe April wrap up.
If we continue. We can't make promises because we instantly break them. Yep. So we're just gonna let you know that maybe in the future you'll find out what I thought of them.
We can't even promise you that we won't promise you things because then we will break that promise by promising things. Anyway, so I didn't like this book. And that's a killing cold. Overall, it was fine. The thing is, I don't like memory loss tropes. If a character has all of the knowledge that they need in their brain, but they just can't remember it, it's just such a common trope.
Yeah.
And unless it's done perfectly, I'm not gonna like it. So
yeah,
I didn't like that.
All right. Well, here's what it is. I liked everything I read so far this month, or loved, or favorited, whatever. I didn't dislike any of my reads for the month, so that's great for me. Next, we have the books that we liked. I liked Red Rising. It's the first in the trilogy, and it's more than that. It's the first in the series. It's complicated.
It's a trilogy, and then there are books that come after it. Okay.
So, it very much lays the foundation. There were times that I felt like it lulled a bit, so I kind of was like, I was in, then I was out, then I was in, then I was out, whatever. But the ending kept me intrigued, and so I am continuing the series.
So it's sci-fi?
It is sci-fi. I didn't even tell you anything about it.
Fantasy or sci-fi?
It's just sci-fi. It's set in our universe, solar system. Sorry, I forgot we have actually things. I made notes. I made notes on purpose so that this would have structure. Am I looking at my notes? I am now. Okay. Yes, it is sci-fi. It is set on Mars in the distant future. There's a very distinct hierarchy class system, and it's basically about revolt and revenge and fighting back and flipping the script and all those good things. It does say on the front, oh, not this one, but if you loved Hunger Games or Ender's Game, both of those, I think people comp with this one. It just has a lot of that. I feel like underdog. Is that a right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, underdog element. So I had a hard time forming emotional connections to the characters in this book, which is why I had such a like in and out. But it did have a lot of good moments. There are just some parts that felt like they took too long. So pacing was a little slow for me. But overall, it's an interesting enough premise that it made me want to keep going. And also, she loves the series and she made me keep going. So
Book 1 is known for being the weakest, so.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's up from there. So, it was like a mid-read. I liked it. And I will keep going and it will get better. The other book I liked this month was Stormfront, the first book in the Dresden Files by Jen Butcher. And wizard detective in Chicago, early 2000s. We have that like classic detective, cop, reporter, character dynamics, like those three characters that like it feels very like corny, like very classic detective situation, except he's a wizard. And so we have some really twisty situations. This was written in the early 2000s, so like everything that like gets done here like has been done again and was done before, like, but it's just a fun time. I had fun with it. I liked the characters and the mystery. I was thrown off. I was like, where are we going with this? So I did not solve the mystery on my own before he did, but I'm fine with that. I appreciate that. But yeah, it was just a good fun time. It was a good light read.
I reread this one this month, and yeah, agree. Very urban fantasy noir. I keep it in the liked as well, just because I know how good that series gets. I did enjoy it a little bit more this time, just because little tiny drops of things to come in the future, and seeing again where Harry starts his journey, knowing where he goes is nice and fun.
Harry Dresden.
Yes.
Yes.
Anyways,
so yeah, we liked this one.
My other likes include Dagabo's Demise. This is a Warhammer 40k book. Dagabo. Dagabo.
Dagabo. Okay.
This is a Warhammer 40k book, and it's very schlock. It's so much fun. I had so much fun with this.
It's very what?
Schlock. It's very schlocky.
Is that a term?
Yes. Anyways.
This happens so frequently. She just drops a random word, and I'm like, I didn't know I was stupid. I thought I knew words. Okay.
Anyways, so we've got Gits, which are just goblins. They're like in this church, and then Chaos Marines, if you're at all familiar with Warhammer. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna drop some Warhammer words.
Go for it.
But they are the Chaos Marines are outside the church. The goblins / Gits are inside, having their own little bits of chaos, and it felt like a little bit like Home Alone in the sense that these little goblins are in there and the big old beefy space marines are outside, and it was a lot of fun. It was a grand old time, so I enjoyed it. There's not too much this is not a good starting spot if you are new to Warhammer at all. I would not start here because they do drop a lot of words that if you don't have a lot of familiarity with Warhammer, then it's going to be a little out of left field. So, but it's fun if you already do know Warhammer stuff. My other two books that I liked were Jade City. This is the first book in the Greenbone saga. This is following a family of
a clan mafia family.
Yeah. My brain, we literally just filmed something for this, and now my brain is gone.
we brain dumped, and it left. It's dumped.
Gone.
It did not come back into the brain. But yeah, it's following a family. It's like family drama, family relation conflict. But yeah, they're the
No Peak clan.
Yeah.
It's mostly focused on family drama. There is like a resource-based magic system with Jade. Very, very light on the magic system. I had a very good time with this. Did I?
No, you didn't.
Why did I say that?
I don't know. You actually had a rough time with that.
I actually had a really rough time with this.
You didn't have a good time with that.
I didn't really have a good time.
You just respect it now.
I didn't, but I have a respect for it. What happened with this specific one, I know was more on me and like the mood I was in. So I know that this is a good book. I just really didn't enjoy my experience reading it. And the same goes with this one, except a little less so. This is the third book in the Greenbone Saga, so same series, but there's a lot of time jumps in this that I didn't love. Not the same basic plot, family, green bones. Why am I a mess?
Okay. Yeah, it's the third book in the series.
This is also a liked book for you, right?
Yeah, this.
Okay, you talk about this one.
I guess, yeah, this one's more of a liked than a loved. So we can. You don't have any more likes.
Nope, that's my last
cool.
like.
Yeah, so I liked this one too. I loved the other. We both. Anyway. Fuck!
Why are we like
No,
this?
it felt like a very fast-paced conclusion,
Yeah.
and we wanted it drawn out more. We wanted more time with the characters and the events of this book. So for that reason, it ends up in the liked category because like we wanted more from it. We wanted more of it.
I will say I love where every character ends up at the end, but
That's true. Yeah, like the way everything wraps up is fantastic. We just would have liked more time. Yeah. So that being said,
let's move on to the books we love.
so we
just have one?
We just have this one book.
We
in our
only
loved
love
category.
one book, but we have favorites still. Okay,
Yeah, so
favorite
look at
is to
there.
come.
We loved them even more.
Yes.
The most. So this is Jade War, the second book in the Greenbone Saga.
Loved it.
Loved it. The amount of
The violence took over in this one.
it did. She's not wrong. But yeah, we get a whole lot more of the characters and just who they are developing, like as the characters and in all their relationships. This is a very character driven series.
Yes, yeah.
And especially all of the family oriented everything. I feel very Vin Diesel in this moment. Family. Very Fast and Furious. But that is the driver in this whole series. But Fonda Lee did a really good job with the characters, and even side characters and minor characters like you care about, like she develops them and gives them a personality and a story. And
mind you, this one's only able to sparkle so much because of the foundations that were laid in book one. So still heavily respect book one. But this was it. And then we just didn't have enough time with all of the events that happened in this one, which is why we're sad. But it ended really well. So the series as a whole was fantastic. We had a good time with. We respect. Yes. For sure.
I hold it a little higher in my heart than someone else. But yeah, it was fantastic. Do you have anything else you want to say on this one?
Nope.
Okay, cool. All right, so far I feel like we're doing okay.
Yep.
Now-
Favorite book.
Favorite books. You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
Save the best for last.
Excuse you. Okay.
I do love that book too, though. So
Yeah, I'm reading this because of you. All of my books are because of her. Anyway, my best book, my favorite book of this month was Nevernight by J. Kristoff. It was everything. I love it so much. I am,
I pause. I told this bitch for
literally like when we met.
Literally.
Like 2 years ago. She told me to read that. We were in a Barnes and Noble, naturally. That's
And I was like, something about you is giving me Nevernight vibes.
She was right, dude. She was right. I loved this book. So let me tell you about it. This is, first in a series, so it does lay a foundation. That is a big, whatever. It's foundational. It is also fantastic. It's the story, this girl here is training to be an assassin so that she can get revenge on the people who are responsible for her family's death, which, understandable. And she is such a badass. I love her so much. Like, I have no notes. I loved everything about this story. I love J. Kristoff's writing and prose. He is fantastic. This is a super, niche specific thing. But if you liked Arya's Faceless arc in Game of Thrones, you will probably like this book. There's a lot of similarities. It's its own thing. It goes next level and beyond. But if you liked that and wanted more out of it, this very much I got feelings and snippets of that here and there, and I just A++, 10 of 10, 10 of 1. It's
I think it also
my
does a
favorite.
really good job of setting the tone immediately.
Oh, yeah.
So you pick it up, you read that first page, and you go, "Oh, that's
That's
not for me," or
it
"That is for me."
bloody. It's important to know. It is very gruesome and dark.
Yeah.
You're not in for a nice, light, fluffy, happy. No, none of those that don't exist in here. This is dark, but in a way that I actually liked. A lot. I have a.
It's fun
I go
and
back
silly.
and forth, but it's fun and silly. Yeah, there's enough unserious. There's enough like comic relief. There's enough humor so that it doesn't feel dark, but you do have to deal with a lot of blood and death. But yeah, fantastic. Definitely check it out
If that's your kind of thing.
if it's your kind of thing.
Now, my favorite read of this month, and most likely going to be in my like favorites of the year, is 11/22/63 by Stephen King. Holy fucking shit, this was so good!
See, I
Okay,
have a
so
hard
this is-
time understanding how like a JFK assassination time travel
I know.
could be like. It doesn't call to me.
It's because of how good Stephen King does with characters.
Oh, that's fair, dude.
So
He's good with characters.
So this is a kind of a genre blend of sci-fi and historical fiction, where we've got an English teacher who has the opportunity to travel back in time to prevent the JFK assassination. He also wants to use that as an opportunity to save one of his students from a very brutal situation. And so he goes back in time. There's fantastic character arcs. There's fantastic, every side character is amazing. The story takes us to Derry, which if you're familiar with Stephen King, you know what Derry is. There's a lot of stories that take place there, number one being It.
Oh, it's a place.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Derry, Maine. We do have quite a bit of connection actually to It, which makes me want to read that book. I've only seen the movies. But yeah, fantastic. Loved the characters so much. Ending was perfect and exactly what it needed to be. I loved the themes. I'm not going to get into any of the themes because I feel like it would be a spoiler. Because once I figured out the theme, I told my husband like how I predicted this would end, and I was correct. So, which is fun. But anyway, yes, my favorite.
Well, that's awesome.
Loved it. And it's on your alcove, so you have to read it at some point this year.
This is true. I'm just afraid of how thick it is. Like, I know Stephen King is fantastic and does great characters, and so, like, yes. Oh, but it's so big.
This book may have been a victim to a cat.
Ooh. All right. Well,
That has been our...
that was so bad, I think. I don't know, y'all be the judge of that.
Did you say that was so bad?
That was not so bad.
Okay.
That
Not
was
so bad.
bad. Post it.
Cool.
Anyway,
Thank you guys for joining us once again on our chaotic adventures. We appreciate you. Let us know what you read. What was your favorite book in March?
and if you're not feeling chatty, then leave us a little clover emoji for March and St. Patrick's Day, which is long gone, but it's fine.
Thanks, guys.